Tesla's stock price is down 54% from all-time highs back in December. So what is going on? Is this a problem with Tesla's fundamentals in the company? Is this a political situation with Elon and Doge? Or is this just a drop because the overall market's dropping? We're going to get into all those details. We're going to look at some past earnings and what the stock has done in the past. Tesla's a super volatile stock. It's had significant price changes over the last few years, to the upside, to the downside. Also, I released a video back in January when the stock was just down 15% from all-time highs, actually as a warning to Tesla investors because Tesla can have such big price swings. But enough talking, let's get to the facts and look at some numbers and see what's going on here. What's up, guys? My name is Trey. This is Investing by Numbers. If you're into stock market information, education, looking at what companies are poised to do, like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. We go over all that stuff. Stay up to date. I show all the details of my portfolio and the stocks I'm buying every month, stuff like that. Anyways, so 2024 was a pretty rough year for Tesla, numbers-wise. There was definitely some decline in sales and stuff like that, but basically, here's what the article says. For the whole of 2024, Tesla saw a 6% drop in automotive revenues, down to $77 billion. Energy generation and storage increased by 67% to a total of $10 billion, and services grew by 27% during the year, bringing in $10.5 billion in revenue. That means total revenue grew by 1% in 2024. Over the same time period, Tesla's share price has increased by 103%. Now, this is an older article here. Obviously, the numbers were decreasing for Tesla in the year 2024, but the stock price was going up, and that can be a really dangerous situation to be in. That's kind of what we were talking about in that video I posted back in January. Got macro trends pulled up here. So looking at the past few years of revenue growth, obviously we had $24 billion in 2019. That jumped up 30% into 2020 with $31 billion. Then we had a big jump, over a 50% move to 2021 with $53 billion, and then another almost around 50% or more move into 2022, and then into 2023 we had a smaller move. It was around 25% or 20%, somewhere around there, and then unfortunately 2023 into 2024 we had a very small revenue growth here of around 1%. From 96.7 to 97.7 billion in revenue. And down here, this is really where things start to hurt, is net income. We were seeing some big net income moves. This is, our net income margins, our profit margins really doing really well here in the past few years. 690 million, then to 5.5 billion, then to 12.5 billion. Then we had kind of a smaller move, but still a decent move from 12.5 billion to almost 15 billion. But unfortunately, from 2023 to 2024, we had a significant drop in net income, almost cut in half from 15 billion to 7.1 billion. Ouch. That's really where we're feeling some pain here in Tesla, and our net income having that big of a drop is going to really affect our earnings per share, and that's really net income earnings per share. That's what we're looking at with a PE ratio, and that's what a lot of your investors are looking at. We're looking at the net income and cash flows into how we decide what we want to pay share price wise for Tesla. So right here, I've got the historic PE ratio pulled up. This top graph here is the stock price and its fluctuations over the past, going back all the way to 2011. So around close to 15 years, 14 years. And this very bottom here is the PE ratio. Now, with companies that just get into profitability, we see, of course, the PE ratio was 0 here for all these years because Tesla was yet to become a profitable company. And then into 2020, we had profitability. And when this happens, the PE ratio usually tends to skyrocket. And it takes a couple years for things to level out. And we've seen some leveling out happen. Now, what we can see here in the past, we had a huge drop back in 2022 with Tesla's price. It went all the way down it went from around $360 a share all the way down to $120 a share, and the PE ratio dropped all the way down to a 34 PE. Now, you've heard me talk, if you follow my channel, you've heard me talk in the past. Because I like to invest in companies under 50 PE, and that is because if something crazy happens, I'm not going to have as much pain. Now, there are certain companies that routinely trade above a 50 PE, so sometimes it's hard to get invested in those companies. But if I've got a profitable company that I like, I really want to see it get under a 50 PE before I start buying shares, and it's just for this reason here. Tesla obviously was having an explosive move here from 2020 up to 2022. A lot of people were making tons of money, and then we had this huge 75% decrease in share price over just a few months or so, and it dropped all the way down to a 34. Obviously we had some recovery there, and it dropped back down again to 175, and somewhere around here, yeah, we got to around a 45 PE. So if you were kind of following that and buying anything under 50 PE, you could have made some money here. Now, the biggest problem we saw happen recently, because our net income was basically cut in half in 2024 from 2023, unfortunately, the stock price at that point, when we released the full year financial outlook for 2024, the stock price did not reflect the PE ratio. So a lot of what we're seeing here is, even though our PE ratio up here got up to almost 200, and now our stock price is basically cut in half, and we're still above 100 PE here just because of those net income numbers. So this is a situation that you never really want to see with your stock you're buying, and this is why buying low can save you a lot of the times. If you were buying this thing under a 50 PE, you'd still would probably be up on your position, even though you just took a big cut in half on your profits there. So what does all this mean for Tesla and what I think about it? I've never been invested in Tesla. There's usually always other companies that I prefer to buy over Tesla. If I was going to buy Tesla, I'd really like to see it under a 50 PE. And now with them having some shrinkage in net income, I'd probably want to play it a little safer and try to shoot for at least under a 45, if not a 40. Now, a lot of people can see with Elon Musk being the CEO of Tesla, a lot of positives with his position with Doge and President Trump, and some people can see it as a lot of negatives. For instance, on the negative side, you've got a CEO that's not completely focused on his company. Obviously, he's got Doge he's working with, and he's got SpaceX going on. Now, you could view this as a positive, and you could see this as Elon Musk kind of rubbing elbows with President Trump in hopes that Trump and him will be on the same team, and Trump can help push some tax incentives maybe for buying Teslas and stuff like that. Now, I do see some issues with Tesla in that in the past, a lot of people that have bought Teslas and owned Teslas have been more environmentally conscious people. A lot of them like the idea of going green, and a lot of these people tend to fall on the Democratic side of things. And so now that we've got Elon Musk, with Trump, who's incredibly on the right side of things, we see a lot of people that have been pro-Tesla now starting to kind of turn their backs on Tesla, and these people may start moving to buying other EVs from other manufacturers. And this is a whole nother issue for Tesla, that more and more car companies are developing their own EV models. With that said, it'll be interesting to see what Tesla's stock does in the next few months. Are we around a bottom? Does it still have room to fall, or will it skyrocket back up? And it'll be interesting to see the next quarter results as far as their revenues and net income, and to see if that's going to balance out. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe to the channel, and comment below. I try to respond to every comment, and y'all have a great day when we'll catch you on the next video.